Let's see here. What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? So we should be live right now on YouTube. Let me know in the chat if we are live on YouTube. Let me know if we're live on X. Let me know if you're watching this on Kick, Twitch, YouTube. Let me know in the comments right now. I'm going to check real quick. We are going to do a live stream where we talk about the VA, the West Los Angeles VA. We can answer questions. I'm about to check the lives. Got my alert. What up, Tukey? Thank you. If you're on X watching this, if you're on YouTube, Kick, please drop a comment. Let us know you can hear. Let us know yep, hit the like on the way in. That's right. Sounds good. Everything looks good here. Okay, great. Looks like we're live on a couple of those. Boom. All right, we are about to get started here. So what I wanted to share was the news, this recent news about the veterans, the Los Angeles VA. Oops. There we go. And it's a recent lawsuit that's been put together here. And there's a lot to say about it. It had, I think, 11, maybe 12 plaintiffs originally. I think it's down to 5. More than half, if I'm not mistaken, have already left the lawsuit. So for the remaining plaintiffs, there's a lot of press recently about this. And so if you look here, you'll see, forget that article, all of these. But it talks about building more housing, building more housing. Some of them say, let's type in, because we're going to read the actual order. That's what we're going to do. Let's type in Brentwood School. Here we go. VA must build more housing, and UCLA and Brentwood School leases are illegal. Judge rules. That was 1 week ago. You see that? 1 week ago. Federal judge orders VA to end private leases, expand housing. Okay. So if you read this, it's hard to think anything is wrong with this, because you go, wow, okay, judge is saying build housing and that these leases are illegal. I mean, that sounds good. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Let me know in the comments if you're following along to what I am saying. Now, we're going to read this actual opinion. So all I did here, just so everyone could do this, I typed in Powers, I even spelled it wrong, Powers versus McDonough. And then I clicked on this top link here. Okay. I gotta fix it. It's endveteranhomeless.com. 2 S's at the end of that. That's to find the petition. I could show you what that is in a minute. 1 second here. Let me just make this smaller. Make it even a little smaller. Boom. Okay. Got it. Okay, back to this. So we go to this docket. This is the West LA VA lawsuit docket. And then you could click here and you can go to the post-trial opinion, findings of fact and conclusions of law. And then you're going to click on attachment. And this is what I want to discuss, go over and look at. Okay. This is what I want to discuss and look at. Let me know if you can hear. If you're watching on X, let me know. Let me know if you're watching this on X, because I want to make sure that the sound and the video is all working there. Let's see, we're about to go live on Facebook now as well here. Sweet. Should be live on all that stuff. Okay. Sweet. So let's look at this. Let's look at it. What's up, Croft? How you doing, Croft? Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. We're going to be reading Judge Carter's post-trial opinion, findings of fact and conclusions of law. Man, this chat is running weird. Let me put it here. Sorry. You know what? I should. There's a way I could make the chat better later. But anyway, that's good for now. I think. Oh no, it'll keep going down. Shit, sorry. Yeah, there'll be a way to fix that later. But for now, we'll do that. Okay, my bad. So let's get to it. So if you read basically it starts, and this is all opinion. See, post-trial opinion, findings of fact, and conclusions of law. So if you kind of go through this, you'll see they put a background here. One pretty big red flag in their background is this one of many. 388. Oh, there. So it says that it went from 600 acres to 388. It was actually almost over 1,000 acres. But what you see here is these are additional findings of fact and conclusion of law. All of this stuff, and you're on page 74, it's all stuff that is just opinion, conclusions of law. It's just statements. There's no ruling in anything you're seeing here. There's no ruling in page 81. Judge Carter could write on here that Brentwood School needs to leave forever. And I talked to a lawyer of over 40 years, by the way. He could put in the history of this, or he could put in this additional findings of facts. Let me show you let me show you here. Conclusion of law. Here we go. Watch this. Oops. Where'd it go? So once you get to this page 114. Page 114 is this where the conclusions of law start. It is not before this page. Everything before this page is just statements that they're trying to say are facts. Some of them are incorrect. The VA was not originally 600 acres. In fact, there's a plaque next to the chapel that if you look at it, it says something like 640, some number that's obviously more than 600. So it's certainly incorrect that the VA was originally 600, okay? That's incorrect. There's no, it was not 600. It was over 600 acres, and it's been dwindled down to a remaining 388 that hasn't been stolen. Okay, that's the problem and the issue. So everything before everything in this document before page 71. Before page 114. It's the opinion and statements of fact. Again, there's no ruling in there. So now let's read the conclusion of law. Because the conclusion of law is the actual ruling. What's up, Josh? I was wondering why, now that the cap's been raised and veterans making my income can live there, why? Man, I'm sorry to hear that you're not living there now. I'm happy to hear more about what's going on with that. The conclusion of law. This is what, if there was any type of ruling or any type of anything that had any type of enforceability, any next steps, it's going to be in the conclusions of law. And if you read, plaintiffs bring this action on behalf of the certified class and subclass. So these 5 plaintiffs are apparently are representing all homeless and disabled veterans really in our country, because the West LA VA is a national soldiers home. Okay. When I meet the veterans living at the VA or around the VA, they're not from Los Angeles. Many are not even from California. They are from all over the country. So let's keep going. This court has jurisdiction over plaintiffs' claims. Okay, those claims secure, equitable, all this stuff. unless 213, unless an injunction is issued, they'll face very serious damages as a result of the VA's inability to provide adequate supportive housing. Okay. Then 214, plaintiff's first claim for the relief federal government violated Rehabilitation Act of administering the benefits. Okay, so and HUD-VASH in a manner that denies veterans. First of all, HUD-VASH should not be on the federal land. HUD-VASH should not be at the West LA VA Soldiers Home. There's no room for it. And we could show you a petition that we're working on, or that's already been created. Actually, if you go to endveteranhomeless.com, it'll forward you to a petition. But let's keep going. Brentwood School, by the way, I don't read Brentwood School one time in the conclusion of law. It never one time says in the conclusion of law that the Brentwood School lease is canceled. I don't see it. If someone sees it, please let me know. It never says it. As much as I've read this, gone through it, it doesn't say it. But I will tell you what it does says. There's a couple things that I want to, because there's a bunch of horse shit in here. They're trying to essentially legitimize mortgaging the land. Wow, that's unbelievable. They are trying to mortgage land. Here's the reality. The lawsuit, there's veterans right now that were living in apartments or living right now in apartments that are facing evictions. This lawsuit that apparently represents all homeless and disabled veterans didn't even represent, it didn't even go after the people living in these apartments run by Step Up that are run like a slum and charging veterans over double rent nearly in less than a year. And they're going to court right now. All right, hold on. Let me get to the most concerning part, in my opinion. It's going to be coming up here. So it does say that these entities do not benefit veterans. Okay. By the way, if you've ever heard me talk about the C&H tract on Veteran Avenue, this lawsuit doesn't go help the veterans get their entitled, donated, deed-restricted federal land on Veteran Avenue, where over 3,000 UCLA students live. Look, they want to put it in a charitable trust. I mean, dude, this stuff's crazy. But here we go. Check this. Let's read this. This is the biggest issue. Okay? Let me know if you're following along. What up? Thank you for commenting from Kick. Oh, well, look at how mainstream media is playing it. Mainstream media is playing this like Brentwood School and UCLA is getting the boot, and this is the best thing to ever happen to veterans. But look at the reality. Okay? Look at this. Okay? Within 6 months of this court order, federal defendants, in consultation with plaintiff's counsel and a court-appointed monitor, shall develop a plan of construction of an additional 18 units of permanent supportive housing to address veteran homelessness within the VAGL AHS, that's the West LA VA Soldiers Home, catchment area, and development of the connective tissue town center on the West LA grounds. It says this plan shall include a timeline of 1,800 permanent supportive housing units, the connective tissue that will be built and operational within 6 years. 6 years of this order. They plan to build 1,800. Hey, Josh, if you want to text me, if there's anything I can do to help you, by the way, text me. If you got my number, Tukey, if you want to give him my number, you're more than welcome. And if there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. I'm sorry to hear that this is going on. Check this out, though. Within 6 months, they're going to get a monitor to start discussing how to build 1,800 units in 6 years. That's what's absolutely horseshit. Now, at the same time, it says federal defendants shall commence active construction of the town center described in the 2022 master plan within 18 months of this order. You know, It's it. This is the craziest thing ever. Uh, they have talked about a hotel in the as the town center. They plan to have a metro bring up to 50,000 people a day from downtown LA, Sherman Oaks, the Valley, Beverly Hills, Century City, and drop them off at the last stop soldiers home, where you can have this mega mall, 450,000 square foot town center that they're talking about putting a hotel on, all in our nation's capital of veteran homelessness. I have no hope in this lawsuit ending any issues. I believe that this lawsuit is running parallel with a master plan that is intending to turn that property into a town center. If this lawsuit was to benefit homeless and disabled veterans, it would be advocating for this on the CNH tract on Veteran Avenue. It'd say we could put the biggest dent in veteran homelessness on Veteran Avenue at the CNH tract. I'm going to go to and veteranhomeless.com. So these are some things you can look at: the 2021 Inspector General Report, the 2018 Inspector General Report. We have info about Village for Vets, info about Salvation Army, info about the 35 acres that UCLA said they would build a medical center on. They never did. So if you go through these images, you'll see that in this book here by the Old Pacific Rolling Water, Birth of the UCLA School of Medicine, there is documents in here that acknowledge the CNH tract and that they said they would build a medical center on it. It ended up being, they turned it into affordable housing for UCLA students. I believe I have heard of that gentleman. Yeah. So there's no question. Here's Ronald Reagan. Look at this statement. Look at this. Let's look at this. This is, let me back it up. Ronald Reagan, president. Let me back it up. Oh, there we go. Presidential Library. This was on October 19th, 1984. He signed HR. If you read the second note, I also know my concern over Section 301, which will modify reverter interest of the United States on some 35 acres of land in Los Angeles. In 1948, this land was transferred to UCLA on the condition that UCLA would use it for a medical center and research purposes only. I'm literally nearly repeating what Ronald Reagan was stating. Literally. I mean, it was never built. That's the thing. Ronald Reagan had a concern that this was going on. So, damn, man, I'm really sorry to hear. And if you wouldn't believe this, I'm just going to go to Google. Now, watch this. Watch what I'm about to type in. Olympic Village, 2028, Veteran Avenue. Let's see what we find here. They put it in the Bruin here. Hold on, 2028. Let's do this. Bruin. Look at this. LA to host the 2028 Summer Olympics. Athletes to use the UCLA facilities. I've been, let's see. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. They really planned a house. I found another page. Oh, what's this? Wait. Hold on, I'm about to see. Wayburn. Oh, here we go. This article's crazy. You got to read this article in the Daily Bruin. Read this. Wow, I just realized something. Are you reading this? Are you reading what I'm reading here? Can you read this? Hey, drop a comment if you're still here. X, if you're here on X, let me know. What up, Ruthless? Ruthless, thank you for showing up. We've been going over this. I wanted to share this. This is from the Daily Bruin. Let me show you. Sorry here. This is from the Daily Bruin. Still up. It came out, what was it? It came out January 15th, 2020. And administrators made it clear that UC housing will be filled to the rafters by world-class athletes for the Olympics in 2028. Campus. They always call it a campus. The only thing it's a campus for is UCLA and Brentwood School illegally. It's a soldier's home, a national soldier's home. What link would you want me to share? What link would you want me to share? So yeah, they plan to hold the Olympic Village on the CNH tract. I was talking about the CNH tract. I was talking about Ronald Reagan mentioning that he had concern over Section 301, which would modify reverter interest of the United States on 35 acres of land in LA. Said in 1948, the land was transferred to UCLA on the condition UCLA would use the land for medical and research purposes. Only the restriction was imposed because the property was originally part of a veterans hospital. Now the section will direct the veteran interest in the property and has been placed at $100 million. I'm concerned that this provision ignores both the justification for the original transfer in 1948, he's correct, and the taxpayer's interest, he's also correct. This underscores the need for the better appreciation of the federal real property. He couldn't have been more on point and more right. Yeah, I mean, if you type in, this is on the Daily Bruin, and I think it said, let's see. I'm looking to see if it specifically says those apartments, but yeah, look, student, let's see. Olympics will force to grad living in Wayburn to temporarily move. Boom. My bad. I could have read the freaking third sentence. Look at this. Read that. Wayburn Terrace. The Wayburn Terrace. That's the CNH tract. Okay? And that's the 35 acres. That's these 35 acres. This is Veteran Avenue. This street is Veteran Avenue. Now, if veterans want a town center, which they should have, the town center that veterans deserve and need and want is literally on the other side of their land. There's, I could pull up the video. Instagram. I just did a video sharing that. And I'm happy to show it here. Let's see. I'll show you the town center that veterans deserve and should be taking advantage of. Let me show you here. So I'm going to drop this in right here. Forgive me if it's loud. Olympics. Olympics of 2028 in Los Angeles. Let me show. It's too loud. I don't know how to make it. This is where it is. Does anyone know where we are? I can't. The Olympic Village will be in 2028. I wish I was wrong. I don't know. It's too loud. Is it too loud? Wait, this actually, I apologize. This isn't actually the video. That wasn't actually the video I was referring to. My apologies. Wait. My apologies. That wasn't the video I was referring to. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I'll pull it up here. Is it too loud? My apologies. Is it too loud? Is it too loud when this plays? It's too loud. I don't know. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. It's too loud. You're going to see it though. It's going to be shown right here. I promise. Watch this. Just keep watching, please. Just keep watching, please. You're going to see the town center that if the lawsuit was advocating for the C&H tract, you would have this town center. You're about to see it. Sorry it was so loud. What up, Cop Watch? Sorry, hold on. You're gonna get to here. We went through the docket and we can go back through it, but hold on, just watch this. Hold on. And if anyone has any questions or wants me to confirm anything, show anything, look at this. Whole Foods. That's a Whole Foods. Look at this. This is endless stores. Sushi, Dunkin' Donuts. Endless stuff. The Dunkin' Donuts is right here on the corner. Look at this. And that's the buildings that thousands of UCLA students watch. Can you please drop a comment if you're seeing what I'm seeing? This is where we plan to house the Olympic Village before homeless and disabled veterans on deed restricted federal land to be their permanent home forever. All of the stores, all of the shopping, all of that is right on this side, right on Gailey, right on this side. And if you just drive through here, this is the housing. So you see now when I look at Judge Carter's not decision, but this most recent update, and you read 1,600 units in 6 months, they'll get a monitor, talk about it. The billionaire Steven Soboroff apparently is an expert witness and decided on a bunch of different sites all around, some of which have been contaminated, that they might be good for bigger sheds, not smaller sheds, maybe bigger sheds for the homeless and disabled veterans. That's what's going on. Why 1,600 units and then that will be built in 6 years, in 6 years. Oh, you want me to make it bigger? Look, right on Veteran Avenue. It's so obvious. Wow, I didn't know that. Where did they build that? Who's it for? The cottages. We can move in. Veterans can move in when UCLA graduate students move out. That's the problem. Is we're looking here. Why does this say? Let me just open it up more. When we look at this, sorry, things got sized a little weird. My bad. Let me put it back. Let me just squish this. By the way, if you want me to take the chat off, I could. I'm still figuring out how to do all this. I think we should go there I mean, Josh, if I don't know specifically what's going on, but if you're still a plaintiff, this is what I would want to be saying to the lawyers. You don't need this town center in 18 months that's going to have a mega mall and a hotel. You know, I asked someone that we all know if this lawsuit was in support of the master plan. I couldn't have asked more clearly. I could show the text. I specifically said, is this lawsuit for the town? I'm sorry, for the master plan? And the person said that we all know said no. And then I said, so it's against it. And they said yes. But how is this against the master plan that they are going to have active construction on a town center within 18 months, but they plan to have 1,800 supportive housing units? Look, it's not even on the VA as far as this says. It says within the catchment area. What does that mean? Some more slums around the VA? This is what's going on. This is the reality. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. None of this is my opinion. I've been to the VCOEB meeting. I don't think it's not my opinion. I didn't come up with the word hotel. I never heard that from anybody. I heard it from Brett Sims' mouth, who's asset management at the VA. That's where I heard the word hotel. So nothing I'm saying, these aren't opinions. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. This is the CNH tract, and I can go through more photos here of some of the evidence. This is me telling Dennis McDonough about it. Oops. Yep. Hold on, I'll here. Act of Congress approved March 2nd. I need to provide the location and erection of a branch-owned board of managers for the National Home for Disabled Volunteer Soldiers, where others empowered and directed to locate. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's a home, not a campus. And unfortunately, we are combating major news publications trying to act like this lawsuit solves the issue. This lawsuit ends veteran homelessness. Don't worry, public. It's been taken care of. Anything you've heard on social media, that other stuff, don't worry about it. It's all okay. That's, in my opinion, what is going on here. And thankfully for advocates and others for bringing all this to others' attention. Oh yeah, I could show you the hole he fell in. You know, they're planning, they're building, they're doing so much so fast, so carelessly. A veteran was riding his bicycle at 1 a.m. Let's see if it will. It might not. Yeah, damn. Damn. They basically removed. Let's see. I'll try one other way. Yeah, it's not. It's not pulling. I'll share this image though, or I could. Yeah. Well, that's what's going on. If anyone has any questions, drop it in the chat. I'll keep this stream live. Roofless, what are you saying? Let's see. LA Alliance and Judge Carter is trying to warehouse thousands of homeless people from all over the city of LA in the old Sears building. I called it out from the auditor Tim Campbell about it last week. Of course, I have confronted members of the media. I've asked mom, but I've confronted politicians, developers, contractors, media, but and I'll do it again and more. Happy to do it. So if there's anyone you're thinking I should be getting in touch with, certainly let me know. I'm trying to fix something really quick here. Damn, it just it crops the whole thing out. Yeah. I need to get my chat better. He had surgery. He had stitches on his head. He had to get stitches. He was in bad shape, man. Man, I wish you could see this. Here, I'll let you listen.
And I came across the 257 parking lot, went across that, getting ready to go to Calvets, and all of a sudden, there's no road. It's an open trench with no barriers. The Calvets.
Go ahead. What happened to you?
Okay, I was riding my bike down Patton Street right here, and I came across the 257 parking lot, went across that, getting ready to go to Calvets, and all of a sudden, there's no road. It's an open trench with no barriers. So, shattered my kneecap. I was in a coma for 4 days, and I gotta go back in and have 3 more surgeries right now.
Excuse me.
On my knee.
Excuse me.
Here, watch out, friend. Devin, watch out.
Coma, stitches, surgery. Crazy. There was no caution tape up, and the curb was like removed. It was like dirt. Unbelievable. Oh God, that's awful. I'm sorry to hear, Ruthless. It's dangerous. It's super dangerous out there. Damn, you gotta be careful. Oh my God, that's horrible. Trying to think. Yeah, if you guys want to connect, I know, Tukey, you must seen Ruthless on Instagram, right? Let me see. So here, if you want to, we could watch. This is how they took it. See, this is how the media, essentially, and I believe this kind of stuff's happening now. This is how the media works with BS, bullshit, politicians in corrupt situations to confuse the public. Look at this. Yaroslavsky and UCLA Chancellor have scheduled a news conference to describe the details of the proposed law. UCLA is an important, valuable part of the community, and the city should take an active role in helping to preserve it. Yaroslavsky's measure would apply to an area consisting of roughly 45 acres bordered by Veteran Avenue, Gailey Avenue, the UCLA campus, and Westwood Village. The area has undergone rapid condominium development, making it a costly place for students to live. So he then made it affordable housing, essentially, if I'm not mistaken, for the students. It was a low proposed student rentals, even though it's deed restricted federal land to be nothing but a home for disabled and homeless veterans in our nation's capital of veteran homelessness. So that's all I got. If anyone has any questions, they're more than welcome to drop in the comments. I'm going to, again, just in the conclusions of law, the whole thing before the conclusions of law does not matter. It's his opinion. He could say Brentwood School has to leave immediately and it's awful what they're doing. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. What matters is what did he put in the conclusions of law. What did he put in the conclusions of law? And that is when I show you that he is talking about 1,600 supportive housing units in 6 years. 6 years. That's what he's talking about. Why isn't it going down anymore? Right here. I'm sorry, 1,800 permanent supportive housing in 6 years of this order. That's I mean, what? So they're going to be in some bigger sheds on undesirable plots that have apparently radioactive issues. And I can show you that. Federal defendants shall commence active construction of the town center described in the 2022 master plan within 18 months of this order. That's what's going on. So the other place you can go, by the way, to look up some information and see some of these things is you go to mrcheckpoint.com, and then you go to the West LA VA, and then you go to, you could read these things. I would say that the biggest, craziest thing you could listen to or watch on here is these interviews where it's a former vice president of Concourse Federal, a contractor, talking about how, he says that entity is sucking out money. This guy talks about homes in Italy being purchased, expensive cars, millions of dollars on every ribbon cutting. He sent pro formas. He sent Excels. Damn, bro. So yeah, these audio recordings are heavy stuff. Okay, so a couple things come to mind. Were you ever at those VCOEB meetings?
I presented at one or two, maybe like 2019, 2018.
I don't know, because I had just learned about them in the last couple of years. I had tried to attend them. They were public in the Federal Register, right, saying that open session. I ended up being told I had to leave one of them. The next day there were cops surrounding the door. Multiple times I went, but what I actually witnessed and saw was veterans living on the soldiers' home being denied access to even listen into what was being said in those quarterly meetings, let alone speak. It just seemed like it was an environment that, for whoever, was having authority in the room, wasn't able to hear the people who actually went that were living there, so it's kind of...
I agree completely. It's same thing with the...
Wait, Josh, when did they kicked you out of 205? And how long ago? I didn't know you. I'm just actually putting this together because you were in 205. What happened?
The town halls, which I had attended and even presented at. It's not genuine. If I was a veteran residing on the campus, I would go to one VCOEB meeting and never go again. Like, it's sort of this performative thing where, exactly like you're saying, the folks who, in my opinion, voices matter, leaps and bounds more than anyone on the VCOEB or in that room, are being turned away, stifled, ignored. And I think it's effed up the easiest way to say it. I just don't think the VCOEB or even town halls could be a reliable forum.
Isn't your wife on the VCOEB, or is that incorrect?
She flagged the TSA issue, and has really big issues with the allegations there, and they're basically like, yeah, it's cool. We don't have an issue with it.
Well, and you're referring to Thomas Saffron and the council member Price, right?
Her and I talked about it, and I was like, this, to me, seems like a really credible story here that, there could be foul play. Like, you could just follow the open corporates of when they opened these sub businesses, when they received money from, the spouse of current price, and then when they got, HHH money, or when they got a donation. And she called it out, and it was basically like, yeah, it's fine. These people, they just don't care. Like, some of the members, I guess they're friends with staff. It's pretty futile to try to push when people are willing to accept this, but, want to deny veterans or want to, investigate veterans at CTRS on some BS. But, I'm speaking very fiery now, but Thomas African get away with this unscathed, not even justifying it, and they have him present all of the documentation to prove his innocence. And if he's not willing to do that, let's pause all of their developments until we get to the bottom of it.
He had a press conference days after. Maybe it was get his money back.
Who? Saffron?
Correct.
So I understood the original master plan was done by HOK, and that was a contract that was issued in 2015. Then Johnson Fane, at their own expense,
Listen to this. He's talking about who put the master plan together.
dusted it off or tried to rework it with updated visuals. But I have no awareness. This is the first time I've ever heard that Saffron had involvement financially or at all with the original master plan.
So
second one.
When was your understanding that he got involved?
2018 or 19, when the principal developer was selected. That was the first time I ever heard of Thomas Saffron and Associates.
And what is there a copy of that contract or anything regarding people who applied?
I don't have. I think I have a copy of the solicitation.
Are you aware of, or maybe you're part of the creation of it, the West LA Draft Master Plan.org?
Oh, wait till you hear this.
Yeah, so I was part of the original creation of it. It has changed a boatload from, but I'm happy to share info on it if you have questions.
What entity is?
It's the contractor that GLA has brought on board to help with a lot of master planning. It's Concourse Federal Group.
I see. So, and they
Concourse
are currently
Federal Group.
maintaining this page, essentially?
They are, yeah.
I guess, what is your perspective on Concourse Federal and what they're doing?
I think Concourse Federal Group, in its current capacity, is the gross bastardization of the original contract that was issued that I worked on. It has become a pig for the extraordinarily greedy and exploitative owners. It's far too big to be effective. I think it's a massive waste of money. I mean, it's a $50 million IDIQ contract that is probably going to be exhausted within 4 years, and it was supposed to be 10 years. And I asked, could that 50 million have been spent elsewhere? I don't know. It's tough for me to watch when, the owners buy houses in Italy and in Denver and cars for each other and do all these really odd, I guess, air quotes, savvy, what I would call scumbaggy, business decisions so that they can do all this stuff under their company.
Stakeholders. Hold on, let me just pause.
What has it really generated?
I guess regarding what you know and
Let's actually keep listening. But I just want to say, in this ULI report, you've been seeing me click around. Look at who calls themselves stakeholders. The only stakeholders of the West Los Angeles VA National Soldiers Home, there's technically two stakeholders from what I understand. One is the federal government to permanently maintain the home for the second stakeholder. And the second stakeholder is unemployed, homeless, disabled veterans and their families. That is the second stakeholder of the West LA VA. Not all those people's names. Those I don't think any of those people are homeless.
Paying to play, because that's what appears to be the whole thing, obviously, is you have these super wealthy elitists, Tom Saffron, in my opinion, being at the top. I guess, what direction do you suppose I could go in to find more info, or where is the law being broken? Because without doubt, I don't see how this could occur without.
Right. Yeah, that's a very interesting question. The principal developer one it's tough because, like I said, there's just this opinion, this long-held legal opinion that, central office at the secretary level, that VA cannot build housing.
What about the CNH
and that has
tract?
been this absolute, unquestionable truth that has, led to the prolific EUL program that VA manages and led to this principal developer solicitation. The cost for this stuff is astronomical.
Listen to this.
I've looked at the finances.
Turn it up.
Actually, while I'm on with you, let me see if I can find.
And do you mean like the development in terms of, like, I know for that building, that first ribbon cutting, it was like $900,000+ per studio. It took Thomas Saffron over 8 years to build.
Yeah.
The 50 units.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, a look at the pro forma, which I have to believe is publicly available. Like, it's absurd that it costs this much. Like, let me see. So MacArthur Field, that's a different one. Let's see. Building 404, which was just the ribbon cutting, that's going to be 73 veteran units. The total cost for that is $46.6 million. That's $639,000 a unit. Building 402, 120 units, $74.6 million, $622,000 a unit.
Probably
This
should
is
have started with
astronomical.
this.
I mean, even in LA, like, you could get a house maybe further out for the price of one single unit.
Come on, the town
How
center,
much
bro.
of this is...
Dude, these things
buffer
don't even
overhead?
have onion ovens.
Right, well, yeah, so it's like, how could it cost this much? I'm just trying to figure out what makes it cost that much. It's not the construction, especially new construction. 404 and 402 are brand new buildings. It's not like they're renovating a historic building and have to account for preserving, a roof shingle that fell off that is technically contributing to the historic character. VA is providing capital contribution. Why do they cost that much?
And Wells Fargo, as far as...
Nightmare. They're part of both of them.
So how could they even be involved? That seems where it's actually a real problem. How are they taking these tax credits?
How is it affordable housing if Wells Fargo needs to be involved? They have like bonds and loans, but they do SIDLAC, TCAC applications. They do historic tax credits. How is Wells Fargo involved?
Regarding the town center and that lease, was that constructed by Concourse Federal or?
No, so that's another one that I think to stop progressing it until, there are the conversations
Listen
that you
to
and I
this.
discussed, but also to say that it is not the principal developers. The award they received when they were selected said that VA has the right to outlease certain parcels for housing. Nowhere in there does it charge them with developing a town center. But they being the principal developer team, have been very, adamant and far forward leaning that the town center is within their scope and that they want to be the ones to develop it. Like, that to me is a concern, because they argue all the time or tell us that this stuff isn't profitable. If that was the case, then why would you be pushing so hard to develop the town center?
You mentioned also general counsel, like on the last call. Who is that, or who are those people?
When I was there. It was, what the hell's her name? Lane Dig, I think, was like a really high up counsel for VA.
Lane.
Yeah, I think. Oh, hold on, let me see if I can just Google her.
I don't think
she went to
Ryan's
work
in
for
here.
UCLA, maybe.
GAGE or DAD? Dade?
I think it's DIG. Let me see if I can.
But we do play. He's gonna. I don't think he can tonight or now, but he will be joining these lives, and we're gonna actually patch him in via Zoom. So he will be joining these lives, and we could have more people. I mean, we definitely can add people to speak. I can patch you in through Zoom. I can patch in anyone through Zoom.
Carries out the opinion or reflects the opinion that came from the general counsel is Real Property Law Group. When I was working there, Cam Gore was the head attorney that we worked with. Oh, here it is. Sorry. It's Lane DILG. She was just a very loud attorney voice when I first started.
Where do you see me?
I think I remember
going
Lane
next,
Dill.
or do you have any thought
Didn't you have something to do with UCLA?
justice and getting
Of course
the
you did.
entities that are
Look at
doing
that.
wrong off?
It's always
right?
like this.
I think
Look at
public
this.
awareness is growing. I think
always
we're on the
like
same
this.
page of
Oh,
Thomas
she's
Saffron
doing it?
is,
Oh, okay. She must have something to do with
misperforming
UCLA.
there, right? And then anything also with Village for Vets regarding.
I agree with you there. That's what I was going to say. Is I would lean in
Is this
there.
her? I don't know
to
if
the
this is
extent
her. Let's see.
You want to?
So what do you think for Village regarding that?
So, it'll probably be difficult. I'm just going to rant here. I don't know if it's going to make sense, but I'll tool it down probably after the fact when I process. But, they got that SSVF grant for the 1.3 million. I suggested they put these compliance structures into place because they have their own emergency fund, but VA through SSVF has the temporary financial assistance TFA. They are blending the money together. And so VA would just need to do an audit to find out that they're using government money that is not in alignment with the regulations in the NOFO, any of the guidance that they've got as accepting the grant. It sounds like they might get another grant for CTRS, twice the size. And if that happens, I'm going to lose my mind. They're not fit for it. It's a disservice to veterans. It's Marcy against the world.
The other thing is that I'm trying to, that I think that you mentioned is probably the biggest key in everything that's been stated is why the VA feels or has made up this illusion that they can't build on the VA. Why, or feed veterans at the VA. Why the VA feels like it cannot do these things is certainly seems like a problem.
Yeah, it 100% is.
Do you believe that the town center, it's not too late, right? I mean,
Listen to this.
It could be stopped, correct? Or do you?
Yeah,
Listen.
I think it can be.
Wow.
And I think this is one where the pressure, could actually help. Just getting more awareness of it out. If you were to listen in on a call that, Thomas Saffron and Tyler Monroe and Brian DeAndre are having about the town center, I'm confident you'd be like, oh yeah, this is in the bag.
These guys?
But I think it needs to be
The
stopped
stakeholders?
entirely.
Right, I agree.
Brian DeAndre, he said, right?
I don't want to be that guy.
And Tyler
I know we
Monroe.
don't know each other well at all.
Those are
but
stakeholders.
these rich old white dudes constantly seem to be causing all these issues and getting away with it and making a shitload of money.
That's Thomas
because of it.
Saffron. This is Thomas Saffron.
How much money does this guy need?
Right.
This
That's
is
what,
Thomas Saffron.
and same with Marcy. It's why
I know.
why can't they just stop? And
She doesn't really want to help. She wants to be the face of it. She wants to continue amassing her own personal wealth and throwing pennies to veterans and, hopefully, or thinking she can sleep at night.
So you think
It's just
asking
tough.
for transparency and basically Village for Vets would help with some type of IG investigation, maybe?
Yeah, and what I'm gonna do is I'll try to get you something today. If not, I will for sure tomorrow, and you can text me if you don't get anything.
Community.
I'm gonna try to pull together some of the documents I have
Alright.
from Village for Vets.
We're gonna watch this next one. Ready?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
I guess I did see a document you added to the folder.
Yeah, I owe you a bunch more, but I'm going to upload a community plan update that was just shared with me from the principal developer.
By the way, all
I
these
think is
documents I
quite
shared,
interesting.
they're all here.
because it
View the
doesn't
documents here. See that?
Make
So
sense
if you
how
click here, oh, but anyways, it brings you to the documents that I was that were given to me. Just FYI. Sorry.
ties into the master plan at all.
Were you able ever to hear any update on the Village for Vets second grant or additional grant? Or
No, I haven't heard anything yet. I did hear that the VA was having some challenges, I think, with Rebecca, but I don't think that's going to stop them from issuing them the grant. So I'll see if I can get more info. I need to get Heidi. I need to ask Heidi about the HUD bash question you had, because she'll know the answer to that.
regarding
20 year.
the expiration?
Yeah, she'll definitely know that. But yeah, let me see if I can find out anything more on that award, because it has to be coming pretty soon. I think they're going to let people know
They got
in
it.
August.
They already got it.
Regarding the emergency assistance, where like they'll pay.
Here, let's keep going. Wait till you hear this
9
part.
months and a 12-month. But let me look at the CFR and see if I can find out what those exact amounts are.
Listen
And
to
does
this.
it and what you're reading, like who wrote those words?
This was an email I sent you Friday the 21st at like 9:59. And it's a PowerPoint deck that was like the NOFO training that VA gave to like interested potential grantees. If you go into the properties, John Keane is the author, who used to run SSVF for VACO, but now is the Deputy Medical Center Director.
What issue do you suppose that presents, if any at all?
He is now at GLA as the Deputy Medical Center Director and formerly ran SSVF. He of all people should be able to see if Village for Vets is doing a good job or not. Obviously very speculative, but I don't know. If I ran a program for like 3 years and was exposed to tons of terrible grantees and probably some good ones, I bet I could see Village for Vets and be like, yeah, they're terrible. We should find another one and not just issue them $3 million.
Is John Kuhn the one that's signing that off?
He would certainly be consulted, because SIRS reports to him in this capacity.
You have a relationship with Andrew Strain, right?
Yeah, he and I used to work together at Concourse. So yeah, I have a pretty decent relationship with him. He has an interesting
Yeah, they
reputation
both
how
worked
he
at
works
Concourse
for VA,
Federal.
'cause
Not a
he
big deal.
talks with like Rob Reynolds and others, but
Oh.
I don't want it like cause issues for you, or certainly don't want folks to, I don't know what they would do, but
I don't know. I saw him the other day, but I definitely just kept my distance. But I've had convos with him where it's like he just doesn't he just isn't able to comment, I suppose, because of his position.
he can't comment on it, time, because they would fire it in a second.
And does he? I think he has something to do with that website, right? The .org one at the moment, or
Yep, he definitely does.
right.
This one. This
Well,
one.
I'm not
This-
sure
no,
I have
hold on.
much else. I mean, I
This
guess
one.
overall, what are your thoughts
This
on what's
one.
proceeding at the over there?
This community plan thing that I saw, like, reignited my concern about like the principal developer team trying to just like take over the campus. You know, it basically includes references to the town center. It includes, you know, their entire design guidelines for the campus, which I'm not quite sure if they're consistent with the programmatic agreement and the historic nature, or they're consistent with VA guidelines. You know, I'm concerned with how much money all this stuff costs. It's not ideal when it's the principal developer team and nothing's happened with Safran, and they're just audacious in their assumption that the town center is theirs, and they're driving this forward, not VA or veterans, is really my big concerning part.
Do you see something being able to occur to, you know, stop that, or?
I mean, honestly, I guess I'm pretty naive. I thought the Safran thing would at least, like,
Let's go, Victory. What's
some
good, bro?
serious, like, analysis.
We got our boy
of
on
what's
kick.
happening.
Let's go, champ.
I
What up,
do
Victory
think there's
Bets?
some pretty compelling argument for the financial piece. And you can tell me if I'm wrong when you look at the pro formas that I'll send, but, you know, it's affordable housing. There's all of these tax credits that need to happen, but it feels weird to me that these folks would be getting exceptionally, like, wealthy doing it. Like charging 15 to 20% overhead on VA capital contributions is, like, very concerning to me. If VA is giving
That
the
sounds like
developer
stealing.
$1.5 million to do the steam line, and they spend $1 million of that on the actual work and $500,000 of that in oversight, that feels very problematic to me.
And that's what the performa clearly shows.
Yeah, it shows that, and I can sort of extract some other docs if I have access to them that will show that even further. But, like, when you just look at the numbers, it's bananas.
What about removing the entities that are utilizing the land and
1 second.
not principally benefiting veterans?
Stand by. Keep listening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm supportive of that. I don't think, I mean, look, the VA has been saying, I guess, let's see, since 2016, we can't do this alone. And so ways that they've justified keeping land users like Brentwood School in the city of LA and UCLA is because of the in-kind benefits that are derived by those. I think we have now 7 years almost of data to look at to say, what has VA spent the least revenues on? Not a lot. I mean, they spent some of it on CTRS upgrades, but the argument that keeping these folks on the campus because it principally benefits veterans, like overwhelmingly, I think is extremely flimsy. Like, going to the UCLA baseball game is not worth, in my opinion, is not worth keeping someone on the campus if that could be utilized for housing or something.
Putting your opinion aside, right? But regarding everything you know about that land, do you think it's in the Office of Inspector General, et cetera, do you think that it's lawful?
No, I don't.
Right. So,
and I think that's when you and I talked about the lawsuit from ICLC and Mark, public counsel. This was one of the bolder things I was hoping they would do. Like the 2018 OIG report, they should have hung one of their few hats on that and got an injunction to stop any additional land users on the campus. It would make no sense that VA could just ignore the Inspector General's findings. Like, if the IRS found that I didn't pay taxes and I couldn't prove that I did, I don't get to just ignore that and be like, hey, that's going to impact me. And that's what VA is kind of doing, or has been doing for 5 years.
Right. I guess that's the reality of it, is the law. Brentwood School goes there and gives them hot dogs and cards, right? To some that could seem awesome. At the same time, it could seem exploitive.
Right, exactly.
So,
especially in the face of that 2018 finding,
the law just has to be followed.
Brentwood School and UCLA are still both humming along on the campus. So someone could be like, yeah, look, there were negative findings. They explicitly said Brentwood School is not compliant, and Brentwood School has since renegotiated their lease, I think. The law is the law, and our opinions do not matter.
Right, in the town center, it doesn't appear to follow the law.
Right.
Awesome. Well, have a safe drive tomorrow. I'll ring you if anything.
All right, let's listen to this one. This was the last. Well, I don't know if it was the last call I had, but if I'm not mistaken, the veterans living at the soldiers' home has went from like about 900 to I think it's maybe 600 right now. And that's living here, right? So
right.
Ever since all of this, without a question. Wait, look. Remember I was saying earlier there's a plaque next to the chapel? Was anyone watching when I said there's a plaque next to the chapel and that you could easily learn here? Let me go to it. Boom. Here's the lawsuit. I'm going to do Control F. I'm going to type in 388, hit enter. Boom, it said reducing the grounds acreage from 600 to 388. And this is in the history of the West LA grounds. Now, I want to state in the history of the West LA grounds of this lawsuit from UC Judge Carter by UC Mark Rosenbaum, from public counsel who has the VA contract, and Inner City Law who built the tiny sheds at CTRS. He is stating that they're stating it was 600 acres and it went to 388. Well, let me show you what we just looked at here. Then how is it possible there's a plaque next to the chapel that says what it says right in front of your eyes? 696 acres. How would that be possible? It wouldn't. Unless the history that they're trying to pretend is false. So let me just hit play, but I'm glad I saw that. At least a third of the veterans are now not living here.
Right.
And then we've spent all of this money.
Right. And utilization rates and, all these things that don't make sense. So I will.
What year is the plaque? Let me see. Let me go back. I'm not sure if it said. Without a question. I don't know if the date. It says 19th. At least a third of the veterans are now not living here. Please tell them, if you're watching this, please tell them. Please tell all singers, celebrities, politicians. Let them know that we know. That's what we must do. We must let the politicians know this. Everybody know about this. Everybody.
Right.
I could it says June 27, 1954. Good eye, Ruthless. And then we've spent all of this money.
Right. And utilization rates and, all these.
By the way, Ruthless, if you click here, I think I shared this with you. You can go to the documents. And in here, there's sublease information. Subleases would be illegal on the federal deed restricted land. This one says executed. I mean, it's crazy. They got mortgages. Look, Brian DeAndrea. What's this? tax credit. And the money's insane. I mean, these aren't small numbers you're gonna find in here. This one's 2 million. Is that what it is? That one's for 2 million. But it's endless. It's endless. It's endless. Here's construction for loan commitment. 25 million. See 25 million? So you can see all these documents when you go to mrcheckpoint.com. You go to that link, and unfortunately it should open in a new window. But it doesn't.
Things that don't make sense.
Just wanted to let you know that.
So I will, as I find stuff that I think is like actually went to
Building 220, UCLA does weird. We could watch a video.
press, because I also have stuff that is just like
UCLA does stuff for basically not homeless veterans, essentially. So if you're not a homeless veteran, you can enjoy that building, do some services. If you're a homeless veteran, you can't, I don't even think, use the restroom in there. And that at one time housed formerly homeless female veterans.
like nothing ever happened with it. Like it never became live. It was just like concepts and stuff. So I'll keep uploading. But when you get stuff.
Hey, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, any app, please share it. X, give it a retweet, give it a like, give it a share, send it to someone that should know about what's going on.
I have a bunch of calls later, but this week, if you have questions on any of the stuff I've sent or do send, feel free to call me. I should be pretty free tomorrow and Friday.
I guess, okay, and I appreciate that. I guess overall, though, regarding the town center and stuff,
by the way. This guy got in my face and basically told me to leave. We've not been able to identify this guy.
We're on the same page that it's not necessarily positive for veterans, right?
Yeah, I think we are on the same page there.
Okay, and we both suspect that it's illegal.
Right, and especially in the current, way it's contemplated, where the PD team believes it's rightfully theirs to build, and there has been no, rightful solicitation where you could solicit questions and you post it on the Federal Register and get public comment. None of that has happened, so that part is also completely wonky.
You, without doubt, are tapped in, at a high level, right, with a lot of these different things. So it's how do we stop what I think we both think is going to be a detriment to veterans?
Yeah, that is the very tough question to answer. I know VCOEB is not good or a good forum to effectuate change, at least in my opinion and experience. IG, I don't know what they're going to do, if anything. VA clearly doesn't stop what they're doing based on IG.
I could call the devil.
There's any merit with the FBI or?
Maybe. I mean, they did get involved with Richard Scott and that whole thing, so there might be they were heavily, DOJ and FBI were heavily involved in that. So maybe there is something there, because I'm confident they have a recently closed case file on Scott and the campus. So that might be an avenue to pursue. I guess what would the claim be? Similar bilking happening?
The claim?
Yeah, to engage FBI, I guess.
Wouldn't it be a misuse or unlawful use of, and I mean, this just comes instantly to mind, of taxpayer dollars? I mean, if they're saying they're doing one thing and they're not, and or anything on this home is deed restricted, if
Yeah, I mean, I think
agency.
with the IG report, with the active proceedings with Richard Scott and the campus's legacy, I think they would be compelled to investigate. Right? Like the IG clearly found misuse. The FBI worked on a case of misuse. Based on those facts alone, the FBI would be compelled or should be compelled to investigate.
Yeah. And maybe
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know if it's as simple as reaching out to their, messaging them in their portal or calling or something and just acknowledging that they have done active investigative work on the campus and that the IG has found misuse and that we're requesting it's requested that they reinvestigate to ensure this isn't happening again at the detriment of veterans. I feel like that is an initial thought, but I really don't know how that process works at all.
Would you imagine, though, that your understanding of what's been going on and participation to whatever degrees could be helpful and or the documents in proceeding, with an investigation like that?
I mean, potentially. I think the 2018 IG findings, the campus legacy, the Leasing Act, including the amendments, and the TSA implication with local, to me, that all feels compelling enough for the FBI to open a case and start investigating. And then if they needed documents or information, I mean, I'm sure they could get it straight from the government, but I don't know. I think at that highest level, that seems just what I said here, that is mostly public, honestly, should be enough to initiate a new investigation.
The documents, though, that with the same guy's signature as both parties, those are public documents?
They're technically, well, let's say this. There was a world where they would have been put up on the website, but if you requested them through FOIA, you would get them. It would take a year, but the answer is yes. They technically...
So when we're up against the clock, right, that's actually ticking and real, we don't have, the time of a year for these...
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you could obviously send them, are they going to arrest me? Maybe. I'm sure I violated some contractual agreement with the government, whatever.
Would you have any, and I truly, the capacity I've had, just to be frank, is people have come to me, typically in some regard, is police officers, and they're being
all right, let's watch this. HIF National Commander visits the West LA VA.
I can call the devil.
I'm so sorry. I gotta figure out. I gotta remember.
Don't touch me.
This isn't building 205.
But do not touch me, man. You just grabbed my arm. Do not touch me.
I asked you to leave the space.
I understand.
Call the police.
I want that lady to be here. Can you please remove that lady? What are you doing? Oh, she's filming now. Is she here with you? Is she with UCLA?
Shout out Mr. Checkpoint. AFTP. There's killers up in these streets. Always film the police. Gotta be our own keepers of peace. Gotta have police the police. Gotta have police the police.
All right, sir, tell me why you're here, who you are, and why you're here.
My name is Luis Vasquez Contes. I'm the National Commander for American GI Corps of the United States. That was established in 1948 by Dr. Hector P. Garcia due to a lack of benefit to Hispanic veterans and many other issues like civil rights and education.
You come all the way from DC, right?
I came all the way from Colorado. That's where my home is. Because I was invitation by some of the GFO members in this area. They addressed there was some issue regarding homeless veterans. They was not getting the benefit. They were not getting the non-title. They treated them like how I said, unfair. you know.
And you're here today. What are we going to do today? Why what did you
Today,
hope?
I got a phone call from the secretary for the VA director to meet with him in about a few more minutes. I'm going to try to talk to him and going to try to address some of this issue and how we can find solutions so it won't happen again. I said, you maybe hear any story now that she was harassed by one employee for the VA and nothing happened to the employee. Things like that, it should never happen. They should be being controlled by the Department of Veterans Affairs, by the Department of the VA here in Medical Hospital in West LA.
And what can you do with the information that you gathered today? What can you do with that
I'm
information?
going to provide information to the Veteran Committee in Washington, D.C. With my National Security Director. And also some of the copies going to go forward to the all the senators and all the congressmen around the country.
Perfect. That's great.
Who invited you here today?
The people invited me here, there were Ryan Thompson and also Francisco Suarez, and also my good friend, longtime membership, Mr. Lugo, Alfred Lugo.
How long is your stay here?
I've been here for 3 days. I'm leaving tomorrow. So when I got here, we went a couple places to show me a tour of this place. So it was really impressive, you know, see some of these homeless veterans, they don't get the benefit they deserve after they fight for the country.
Have you been surprised by what you've seen?
Oh, yes. If I hadn't talked to the homeless veterans now, but I will talk to them after this.
Here, we're gonna go into building 220. Watch this.
Hello? Hi.
That's Robert Merchant. This is actually wild.
Okay, my name is Luis. Thank you, sir.
This guy is the current vice president of Concourse Federal. His name is Robert McHenrick. If I'm not, yeah, Robert. That's right. Sometimes I forget something. That's right. And this is Robert Merchant. He's the current director on the left. Robert Merchant on the left.
I'm here because I need to find out what's going on and what's LA and what's how we can help and work together to serve the veterans.
Okay.
Then give me my card.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. What's your position here, Mr. McCurnick? Sir, what's your position here?
I'm the Deputy Medical Center Director. Who are you?
He's currently the vice president of
My name's Senate.
Concourse Federal.
Who are you?
My name's Senate.
Janet what?
Devermont. But what's more important is why he's here.
He's with me. He was just recording this one so I can make a report when I get back to Colorado, which that's our headquarters.
Oh.
And also,
Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out if you have an appointment to see someone here, sir,
But,
so I can get you the right place.
I came and somebody called me. They said the director was going to see me because I was here a little early.
If you can come back up, he'll like to meet you.
Okay, then I'm going to meet with him on this line, or he's somebody else?
No, with the director.
Will there be a director? Okay. And then,
If you can you come right now?
give me about a few minutes and I will be there, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
And I left my business card and they called me to talk to him, so that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so let me check and see.
Okay.
Mr. Braverman.
Morning, sir. Morning.
Hello, Robert.
Morning, sir.
Turn up the sound.
I think, yeah.
That's okay.
I think we could keep going. I think his office is. I'm going to tell him that you like my responses. Okay, that sounds good. I think that's his office. We can probably just. Okay.
So you're doing too many of them.
Just trying to make introductions and document.
I turned it up.
I think that's his office.
I turned it up. I turned it up. But let me know if you want it louder.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Dr. Braverman said he'd be glad to talk to you.
Okay. I can't get one of those people with me.
No, sir. He said he'd be glad to talk to you.
Okay, thank you.
You can stay here, sir.
I won't be speaking. I was just discoursing.
You can stay here, sir.
That's okay.
Okay. Thanks. The main reason is it doesn't have enough room for everybody. But we'll go this way. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Van.
Hi. How you doing, sir? How you doing today? What are you doing? Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you. I'm shutting the door.
Oh,
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Hello.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, I
If you
turned
want
it
to
up
wait
more.
over here, that'd be great.
I'm grateful for your key around the transfer.
Oh, this is for the Calvets. They illegally deeded the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened with that 14 acres in specifically?
Well, what it looks like to me, you'll find this hard to believe, but based on the Metro LAC-MTA reports I've looked at, I think they want to try to decommission it and make it a metro station for a trolley to go down San Vicente. Because I found the Metro plans where they actually have it lining up right on top of Calvets. And I went to Metro in a meeting that I recorded with them, and I said, why do you have a station right on top of Calvets aligned to go down San Vicente? They said, oh, that was just an alternative we looked at one point, but we're not doing that anymore. I said, okay, well, will you send me something in writing saying that Metro is no longer doing that anymore? She's like, no, because we reserve the right to still do it if we wanted to.
So this shit's calculated, or is it just like now? Well, we might as well do what we have.
Yeah, and then Brentwood Community Council has this.
I can turn it up more.
Save the Coral Tree Foundation, and they collect money, and they've gone in and taken over the maintenance of the coral trees in San Vicente from the city, and they don't really get taken that good care of. And we're holding these meetings. They aren't doing as much anymore because we're onto it, but they're holding these meetings saying, "Oh no, these gophers are killing all the coral trees. We're probably not going to be able to save them." Or wait, no, this fungus from Africa is killing all the coral trees. We might not. Oh wait, no, this pest from blah blah blah. They had like 3 or 4 different things that they made up about this, and they were saying that they probably won't be able to save the trees, but they could replace them with public art installations. And what they're actually doing is they're trying to line it up to get rid of the trees to put another train down there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be an offshoot from.
So the pool we're going to is what's supposed to be the UCLA Family Wellness Center.
Okay.
UCLA said in exchange for receiving the baseball stadium over there, that they were going to do their part in giving something by allowing the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs to give them this building. And in this building that they would run a program for veterans on the 2nd floor called the UCLA Family Wellness Center. So we're going to take a look at that wellness center.
Is this the building that empty? Somebody there, can hear somebody. Hello.
Okay.
Is it this one? Somebody back here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Multi-purpose room?
Yep. Thank you. Is it straight ahead?
I'm sorry. You're restricted space. What is this for?
They were told they could come here.
We were looking for, they said the 2nd floor, there's an empty room over there.
I'm not sure who you are, but you can, you have to vacate the space.
This is the National Commander of the American GI Forum. We were
I
just
understand that.
with Matthew McGarren.
I understand that.
Who's the director of the VA.
Sir, you're
Yeah.
not authorized to be in this space.
Okay, do you have that on camera?
And if you, no, sir, you're not allowed to take it without my permission.
Okay.
You have to be you need two-party consent. You need two-party consent in the state of California.
Not on federal property.
No, you still need two-party consent.
Excuse me, what's your name?
No, sir. You have to vacate.
Excuse me, what's your name?
You have to vacate.
Excuse me,
This
what's
is
your name?
private, this is routine.
Excuse me, what's your name?
Well, call the VA police. Call the VA police.
No, let me call the
No,
VA
call the
director.
VA police. You don't have to call the director. I can call the director. Sir.
Don't touch me.
Get out
Do
of my
not touch me,
get
though.
off the
Don't.
stage.
But do not touch me, man. You just grabbed my arm.
Sir,
Do not touch me.
I asked you to leave the space.
I understand.
Call the police.
But do not touch
Call
me.
the VA
You
police
touched me, man.
and tell them to come to the second floor.
Okay.
Call the VA police.
Let's go.
Call the VA police.
But do not touch me.
Call the VA police.
You just-
Just call. I've asked you nicely several times to leave.
You're not security.
I've asked you
Security's
several
job is
times
to observe and
leave.
report. You just
I've
overstepped the
asked you several
boundary
times to
by
leave the
touching
space.
me. By touching me.
Stephanie, call the police. Call the police and tell them to come to the second floor.
Yeah, because she just grabbed my arm.
Have them meet us downstairs. We're going there.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You don't have to know my name. Thank you.
But you assaulted me.
Thank
What's
you.
your name?
I've asked you to leave.
What's your name?
You walk past the area that I've asked you not to do.
It's not your job to
Please
touch
take
me.
the space. Stephanie, can you please
It doesn't
call,
give you
tell
the
them to hurry and call 911.
Tell them to hurry.
Press 911 on your computer. Tell them we have people in our space that don't belong here. We've asked them to leave several times.
We were given
We've asked them to
permission,
leave several
I
times.
needed your information because you assaulted me.
and I'm your witness.
I know. She grabbed my arm.
We made several attempts to have them leave. They are still violating our space. This is a private. Sir, please, you have to leave.
I know, but you assaulted me, so I was trying to get
I'm
your
not
name.
going to assault you, sir.
You already did.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
I know. I'll wait for the police because she did just grab my arm for no reason. Even security's not supposed to touch anyone. It's observe and report. She is an employee that grabbed
You
me.
got her saying private, right?
I heard a lot of things.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, who gave us the permission to come over up here?
Matt, we just told him we're coming up here.
Oh,
And then Rob said, okay, it's either gonna be
I'll
the side
see
door or
what-
the front door.
oh, okay.
It's supposed to be for veterans. There's supposed to be a UCLA Family Wellness Center here.
Third floor. I thought we were going to the first floor.
Hello? Hello?
Somebody there?
Over there.
Hey, is this the UCLA Wellness Center? Is this the UCLA Wellness Center?
It is.
Oh.
Look.
Sorry. This is the National Commander of the Congressionally Charged Veteran Services Organization, American GI Forum.
Okay,
And
I'm Melissa. Nice to meet you.
we were wondering if you could just maybe tell him what happens here.
Yes, let's go into the front room.
Okay.
We wanted to make the rooms as welcoming
Yeah.
as possible, and so this one is kind of like a living room, right?
Yeah.
So this is Tom Dagon. He's our
Hi there, Tom.
director.
Good to meet you. Yeah, I'm the director here. Good to meet you.
Sorry, I don't have another card to give you.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't have a card right now either, strangely enough. Yeah, there's some cards right there.
Well, these are from the, those are.
Where are y'all from again?
I'm from Colorado. I'm a national commander for a veteran organization across the country. I was invited to come over here to have a tour. I talked to the VA director, Mr. Stephen Braidman.
Oh, yeah.
He said I can go ahead and go all the places. And
fantastic.
You know,
Well, we're happy to have you.
I don't want that lady to be here. Can you please remove that lady?
What's she doing? Oh, she's filming now. Is she here with you? Is she with UCLA?
Her name, she was really rude when we was on the floor by mistake.
Okay.
And we don't want to have a.
We have a
Do you have a mask?
Okay.
No
Are you
mask?
with the VA?
I'm a UCLA employee.
Okay. Well, they just came down to my space and I asked them to leave and they did not.
And you assaulted me. Good.
Okay.
Thank you. And put a mask on, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
She was really a bit disappointed the way she behaved. You don't touch people, and you don't be so hateful to people, and that's how she acts. You know, so I was really disappointed.
The
But
lady
anyway,
right here was a very nice contrast to the way she acted. We're trying to get what a day room in the military is?
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to establish a day room for the homeless veterans, so they would have a little.
Let's get to the tiny
Engagement and reintegration services. We need to start regulating. My name is Daryl Joseph.
In your position?
I'm the Deputy Chief of SIRS here.
Deputy Chief of what?
SIRS, our homeless program.
Service?
Yes.
Never heard of it.
Community Engagement and Reintegration Services.
How you doing?
Good, can I help you?
Yeah, we're just waiting for
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, come on, man. You gotta wait outside, you know that already. Come on. I know, this is why you kept walking up here. Just go outside, bro.
I'm just asking what your name is.
I'm asking you to please go outside. Please.
I am.
Thank you. Appreciate
What your
you.
name is?
Please go outside,
I am,
please.
but man, you're
After
spitting
you
on me with the...
That's all right. Go ahead, sir. You've been told before. You've been told before, sir, to please not recording us because there's veterans here. Can you respect the veterans here?
All the time.
Can you please respect the veterans
I'm just asking
here?
your name, bro.
Can you just please respect the veterans' privacy?
We'll be back. Thank you, sir.
We'll be back.
I'm just asking your name, sir. Don't just
Thank
put
you,
your mask
thank you,
up. Put your
thank you,
mask
thank you
up.
for respecting the veterans' privacy.
The
Please
food's
step.
flying out of your mouth. I'm asking you to put your
Please
mask
respect the veterans' privacy and step.
up. Food's flying out of your mouth, champ.
That's great. That's right, champ. Thank
Just
you.
asking
Are you a
your
veteran?
name. No.
Can you do me a favor and respect the veterans' privacy?
Daryl Joseph, Deputy Chief of Search here, sir.
Okay, I'll have the VA director call you so we can always come and walk someone more.
You did, sir.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hi, you can't be recorded
Oh,
without
okay.
consent forms.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
So I understand we're going to show you around with a couple of people here.
I mentioned to him that I'm going to go around.
Okay, accountability, transparency. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to go around and talk to some of the veterans.
What was your name?
Lauren.
Lauren?
Yes. Hi, I'm with Medical Media here.
Medical who?
Medical Media here.
Medical
Yeah.
media?
Okay.
What's that mean? I'm sorry.
Oh, communications. Yeah, I got
My understanding is
Oh, okay.
people you're going to...
Yeah, I believe.
So, where's a form? Or did you send you the form, the press form?
Yeah, so I need consent of any veterans.
Where you find that you said all the people was coming?
So how come you have the form? Do you hand that to anyone, or do you give it? Can I have a form, please? If I could have one, please. May I have a form?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. Thank you. Can I have a form?
I need to talk to my chief first.
Why are you? May I have a form? May I have a form, please?
I know what CRT.
Could I have a form?
Is this forms are for veterans? Yeah. So if it's for your family.
I understand. That's what I was asking you.
I'm not even sure. We'd have to ask Daryl.
That's the official name.
Lauren, you could ask him. He's the commander.
Okay, of course. I just need to...
Right over there on the phone.
Okay, of course.
Could I have one of those forms that veterans would be signing?
Yeah, of course. I just need to talk to my supervisor.
Is that Matthew? Okay, who's the supervisor?
Dan's not going to be here.
Oh, he won't? I'll call him.
This is his deputy.
Oh, got you. Sir, may I have one of the forms, the consent forms?
One of the...
I don't know. She said...
He is
Yeah.
with the...
May I have a consent form? Oh, wow. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Of course, of course. So...
Well, I'm just asking to see it. I'm not saying I'm going to sign it. I'm just
okay.
saying.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. This is what they want you to sign here. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We just need to make sure all the veterans.
Okay, gotcha. So give them to the veterans who would want to be talked to, I guess. Isn't that, wouldn't you then give that to veterans who would want to speak with him and film?
Yeah, so if there's anybody I'm sure that's engaging with him, she'll have them.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
This is consent for
Perfect.
video and film
Perfect.
for the veterans. We just need to make sure all
On
the veterans
behalf-
get consent.
For who? CTRS?
Any veteran needs to have consent from the VA.
Oh, got it.
Shannon, what's the event that we're doing
We're
called
doing
exactly?
It's a documentation ready event. So we have the DMV, we have partners from LASA that are gathering documents. So birth certificates, DD-214s, photo IDs, things like that for the veterans. Their housing and document ready for when they move to permanent housing and get a VASH voucher or
So
work
they have
with
a paper-
SS. Yep,
they have a
all the paperwork's already handled.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Correct. Right now, the people in the tent are living in their tents. We have, I think, 17 more coming, and that will make
The consent forms?
one of the...
All right, well, that's it. I'm going to hop off. I appreciate you all. Go to End Veteran Homeless, endveteranhomeless.com. When you go to endveteranhomeless.com, it will bring you to this link tree. And this link tree, you could click email to save the soldiers home. and it will open up your email browser when you do it on an iPhone, and I think an Android. And then you can also listen to that whistleblower interview, which will take you to this folder, West LA VA. Well, it takes you to this particular interview. But if you click on West LA VA here, you can find more. I appreciate y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. We will keep going live. I'm going to plan to go live again Monday. We are definitely going live Tuesday at 5 p.m. and doing an interview that you don't want to miss. Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are going live. And then tomorrow we'll probably go live. So make sure to set the alerts. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Have a good night. Be safe. Yep. Thank you all for sharing, for watching, for tuning in, for commenting. And I'm going to keep it up. So if you're watching this later and it's not live, then please reshare it. And if you are watching, if you're not watching it live, make sure to set the alerts, because we will be doing more live streams more often. And it's amazing to have more people in the chat asking questions, engaging, etc. So thank you all for your participation, and be safe. Peace.